Wow.
Nice.
What a beautiful celebration. So, welcome, Mr. Terry Olsen and Ms. Paula Wyatt. Thank you guys for being a part of our show. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing
Yes.
great.
Awesome.
So, how are you guys holding up with this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I'm very fortunate. I get to come to the office and work every day. It's new field of supporting our arts because they've just been shut down. Our performing arts, especially our museums, are being able to get open again. And um, this weekend, actually, one of our more significant, bigger theaters is actually opening a show, a
Wow.
music, Hello Dolly, at the Garden
Wow.
Theater in Winter Garden.
And so, Terry, so for those of you that are tuning in at home, Terry actually works for Orange County here in Central Florida. And what you saw was an event that he's pretty much the mastermind of putting together here that's become a new tradition in Orange County called the Fusion Fest. And Paula is one of his many right-hand women. And so she's been involved with the mostly the fashion show element of it. Is that correct, Paula? What
That's
else?
right.
What else? Because there's poetry as well. And so tell us about, a little bit about what we saw there in the video, Paula, and then what you do during your day job.
Yeah, for sure. So Fusion Fest is exciting. Terry asked me to be a part of it when we started. This will be now our third year. It's the new Thanksgiving tradition in Orlando. It's one of my favorite times of year. And Fusion Fest as a whole has so many exciting parts. You could literally fill a couple of hours of a show just talking about food and fashion and film and dance and spoken word. There's so many exciting things to be a part of during the 2 day event. But for me, Terry chose me to be part of to lead the fashion effort.
So Fusion Fest is about honoring the many cultural heritages that we have here in Central Florida.
Yes.
Hundreds of different heritages, but as well as honoring each person's heritage, and it's something that informs who we are. Our past helps make us who we are.
Mhm.
We want to explore how we're influencing each other now. Here we are together.
Right.
And
Yes.
so, you may have come from Central America or
Yes.
Europe or Asia or wherever, and you're here now. Or maybe it's your parents or grandparents or whatever.
Mhm.
Right.
You have some things that make you who you are that are different than who the other people are around you. But now we're together. So how are we influencing each other? And that is where we have created these fusion contests. So it's not just in fashion, which we'll talk about today, but also in music and in dance and in food. We have a visual art gallery. We have filming people's stories. There's lots of areas where we have a prize. And fashion is one of those where how can we take elements from different parts of the world, from different people's heritage, and put them together to make something new and creative? Because we
Wow.
are at the crossroads of the world here. With 75 million visitors, we have a chance to show the world creativity and innovation and a way that people with different differences in lifestyle, ethnicity, heritage can live together without fear, which leads to hatred, but on a basis of love and respect that can
Yes.
lead to innovation and really being the most creative and influential community that we can be.
Yeah,
And that's exciting.
I love that message, and I think it's a very timely message. And it was forward thinking, really, because you are in your third year. But just imagine you're highlighting our cultural differences, and we are appreciating and celebrating our differences, which is very important, especially in the times that we are now.
Right. And it's pretty exciting as well because not only do you get to experience other people's cultures, but I don't know if you guys know, but my parents are from Panama. So Jessica and our parents are from Panama. So when we went there and we saw like the Panamanian dance group and they were up there, we're like, oh hey, good to see
Yes,
you. And
it
I
was
wanted
amazing.
everybody look that's
Yes.
that's where we come from. That's what our stuff.
It
That's what we
really
learned.
does. It really does something for you because
Right.
you always feel like, oh, no one knows where I'm from, or they don't, my
Right.
country is not going to be represented. And then you see them in the masses, and
Yeah,
it's
that was
heartwarming.
it was definitely. So Paula, so tell us, your company is called Anything is Possible, right?
That's true. That's true. So, just celebrated 12 years of I build excitement is what I like to say. And I do image building for Central Florida for-profit and non-for-profit companies. And that's public relations and marketing. And I do a lot of events and event marketing. And I love Orlando. I love everything about it. And I love all the people in it. And just so excited when Terry asked me to be a part of Fusion Fest, because that really is just, you open up the house and there's the people, and that's what Fusion Fest is all about. And the food is amazing. I don't like boring food, and the
Wow.
food there is just, I don't eat breakfast before I go to work those 2 days. I just want to eat as much as possible. It's so delicious.
Wow.
Yes, I agree.
And so, and Paula, so tell us about your involvement with Fusion Fest. What is it that you're in charge of?
I was so lucky to be asked to be the fashion curator for the fashion experience. And so we have 2 parts to the fashion experience. We do a total of 9 shows over a 2-day period, and people can participate in one of 2 ways. They can be a part of the Heritage Runway Showcase, and that's go to fusionfest.org/fashion to register for this. The Heritage Runway is an opportunity for people to showcase costumes or significant attire from their culture. So it can be a military costume, a wedding dress, a cultural costume, anything you want. And there are no limitations on it. You just go online and register. And as I say, we have 9 shows over the 2-day period. The same stage that we do the Heritage Runway Showcase on, that's where we have the design competition. And that's where it gets really exciting. We have a $1,000 prize for the design. You would also go to fusionfest.org/fashion to register for the design competition. And the rules with the design are this. So you must infuse 2 different regions, 2 different Fusion Fest regions. Now you're probably asking, how in the world would you divide the entire world into just 10 regions? It was hard. That's how. But we did it to offer some system for people. So they're infusing, for example, a fabric from Southeast Asia with an application or a design, maybe from North America or South America. Really interesting. So even the designers that are already in the process of actively designing, we're still asking them to go outside, a little bit outside of their comfort zone, and to infuse the 2 regions. So that's the biggest thing. You can enter more than once, and we want to encourage everyone. Our youngest designer is 8 years old.
Wow.
She's been in both years. She is a firecracker, and she does some amazing work. She always enters a few pieces, and she just brings like so much excitement to the show. And that's what we do. We love it. We have 9 shows. We also share the stage with spoken word, which you could do a whole nother show on that. It's
Right.
so great. It's so great. We love it. We love it. We love it. And so we share the stage there. And then at the end of the second day, we have a judges panel consisting of 1 person from each region. Each of the regions I was telling you they were so hard to identify.
Right.
1 person from each region. And we have one of your team members who represents North America, and we always appreciate her for doing that. Thank you so much. And is she here? Here we go. Right there.
There she goes, Mrs. Star Dalton.
There she is.
Superstar.
Hanging out with some of the judges there.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Those are all 4 judges, and they'll all be back this year. We have a couple of new judges, and you can go online and check out who they are. And we have a pretty detailed judging process. It's judged by creativity and making sure that you're in compliance with the 2 regions. And it's a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah. Let's look at those pictures again, because we also had, I saw Mr. Devinder Malahan. He was on the show. Malhan. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago on August 7th, and he's a good friend of ours.
He's awesome. I just got off the phone with him, actually. We were planning to get together at some point. Yeah, he's fantabulous. And, as you probably know, maybe you were talking to him about his handbag competition.
Yes.
So that was nice.
Yeah, and I don't think we pointed out, he was the first year winner.
He was.
He was. Rob was an honorary DJ. I was their honorary DJ last year for the fashion stage.
Look at that.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was so great. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful to have
Thank you.
you, and you're so professional, and
Thank you.
everything just was wonderful, and it
We
was
just,
fun. We had a
yeah,
lot of fun.
we just love being involved. We just love
Yeah,
being involved. So
it's
so
fun.
Terry, so besides the fashion and the spoken words, what are some of the other elements of the Fusion Fest?
We have two other stages. One is a music stage. So there are musicians and music groups from all over playing whatever, from guitars to sitars to bagpipes to alp horns to whatever,
Wow.
and singing, opera to gospel to pop to folk from different regions of the world. And
Wow.
also there's a fusion. So if and I know there was a group planning, I don't know if it's happening this year, to combine a Japanese taiko drums with a jazz band.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be cool.
They could get $1,000, but it can be
Yeah.
something more simple if you can combine a bagpipe with a saxophone. You know, if it's something that the judges like, that could be interesting. So that's the music stage, and then
Yes.
there's the dance stage, and again, you can see a Panamanian group do
Yes.
Panamanian dancing, or some German ethnic, or some Vietnamese, or some African, or some jazz, tap. So different kinds, and again, fusion contest. So Paula mentioned the food.
So
Oh, the food.
Key to the festival, and again, both you can find Cuban food, or you can find Scotch eggs, or you can find Indian tandoori. But there's a competition for chefs, again, to take ingredients, spices, or techniques from different
Wow.
regions and combine them into a new dish.
Wow.
Very cool.
Can I be a judge tasting food? No, just joking. Just
No
joking.
pressure, no pressure.
No, I need to be on a diet.
I bet that's a
Like,
popular
that has to be like the best gig.
And I can't forget all of our interactive village. So there are experiences that you can have. Last year you could fold an origami butterfly and put it on the globe from where your heritage is.
Oh,
Yes,
very
that's cool. That's pretty cool.
You could go to the Orlando Language Exchange and have a mini language lesson. In 15 minutes, learn how to say a few things in another language. Or a culture cafe where you pick a story, and the person whose story that is will tell you that story about their culture. So different things
Wow.
like that.
Terry, so how can people be involved? Like say for example, the storytelling. I know we know somebody who's and she's Puerto Rican, and she's been doing stories for kids that's Puerto Rican themed. Is it can she be involved, and is it too late, or is it
Yes.
are they registering now?
Registering now.
nice.
You go to fusionfest.org.
Okay.
You can go to the Join Us, and you can find all the different areas. And the spoken word area has literature, it has storytelling, it has haiku contests, it has poetry slam contests. So there's lots of different ways with words and spoken words one can be involved.
So before I let you guys go, I have to ask you the question of the day. And Paula, I like to do ladies first, so we're gonna start with you. So the question is fame or fortune, and why?
okay, great. Okay, so I guess I will take the fortune. And I guess why? Because maybe I could leverage that into fame if that was the thing I wanted, or maybe I could do some wonderful things in the world with it.
Right.
There you
Good
go.
answer. Good answer. Terry?
Well, you're giving me fame right now, right?
Check.
I love
Right.
it. I love it. Good
All right.
answer,
So,
good answer.
so you,
Can you come up
you
with
have to take the fortune. Yeah. Okay. We have to see. We have to talk to somebody.
You know,
Let me phone a friend.
I'll take the fortune because it can be applied in Hello Dolly, which I'm going to see this weekend. She has a saying that money is like manure. You need to spread it around to help it grow. And I'd like to, I'd like to be full of it, so I could be helping things grow. And there is a lot of responsibility that comes with fame. I mean, it's not as you can't go places. You don't have a life of your own anymore.
Right.
So there's too many downsides to fame. A little bit of fame might help you get some fortune, might help you get things done and give you influence, which I do love having influence. But I'll take the fortune and I'll spread it around.
Yes. You spread the manure. Spread the manure. So thank you guys for being on the show. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay fierce.
Thanks for having us.
Take care.